Greetings, folks. Paul Deeds here. Here we are on the end of December in 2024. This will be the final video for the year. I'm going to do something a little bit different here, if you don't mind. In one of my actually in one of my first videos posted, I talked a little bit about something I called Project 365. And it was about taking a picture every day and then making like a slideshow or something like that at the end of the year with 365 pictures to illustrate the year that you've had, which is really a fun thing to do. I'm going to do something of an abbreviated version of that. What I do, I have a Facebook page, personal Facebook page, and I post a picture every Friday, and I call it Photo Friday. And folks seem to enjoy it. And it's a variety of pictures, all different things, some funny, some serious, some scenery, some personal. So I thought what I would do was put together a little slideshow of my Photo Friday pictures. Won't take too long, and I'll give you a very brief synopsis of what each picture is. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. So first up, we have a picture of our cribbage situation. You may know, or may not know, that Kathy and I every morning play a game of cribbage. The winner wins $1, the loser loses $1. And we collect the winnings, and every month, every 6 weeks or so, we go out for dinner with our cribbage winnings. I'm obviously team green, not doing very well so far. Kathy's 5 games ahead of me, so let's move on. Let's move on. Here we have a picture of we're on our way down to Florida to see the grandkids. The oldest's birthday is in the middle of January, and this is as we're passing into Florida. When we got back, we decided to have our rug cleaned in the living room, and we had to move all the furniture out, obviously, so the carpet cleaner could come in and do his job. And everything got slid into the kitchen, so it was making me a little anxious, as you can tell. And we have the first daffodils breaking the ground. And this is my first attempt with my new 360 camera, just testing out some of the features and some of the things it can do. That's what's called the tiny planet. It's kind of a fun camera. And this is the neighbors across the street. Their daffodil patch out in front of their house is always the first one to bloom. And this is one of our sunsets. Every so often we get one, and we can see it out our kitchen window, the door in our kitchen. This time of year, we're always up before sunrise. So. And coffee on the porch is always a treat for us. In the summer, that's where we have our coffee every morning. We tend to draw the line at about 50 degrees. If it's below 50, we'll have our coffee indoors. If it's above 50, we'll generally have it on the porch. This is our fire pit out back. We had a friend come down from Wisconsin, one of my good friends, actually the best man at our wedding, and also Kathy's brother, who lives down here. And we had fire and had dinner on the fire, I think. Yeah, it looks like we had hobo dinner that day. A bunch of meat and vegetables and spices and stuff wrapped up in foil and cooked over the fire pit. That's always a fun time. This one's an abandoned trailer along our walking route that we take in the morning. Every couple of days we'll pass by this one, and it looked like a picture on this day. This would have been on Vietnam Veterans Day. This is the one, well, like I said, these are pictures I posted on Facebook on Fridays. So. And this is Kathy and I in the waiting room of the eye clinic in Asheville, North Carolina. She had a little mole removed from her eyelid. You can actually see it on her left eye there. And this is along our walking road. I take quite a few pictures while I'm out walking. This was some white azaleas that were in bloom on one of the neighbors' properties. And believe it or not, this is a genuine 4-leaf clover. I had stopped to take a break along the walk and looked down, and there it was right at my feet. This was a picture we took in front of our fireplace to send to somebody for an occasion of some sort. And Kathy and I do some geocaching from time to time. And this is a place in Copper Hill, Tennessee, where the border between Tennessee and Georgia runs right through the middle of town. And they've placed a blue stripe, well, you can see it right there. It goes across the sidewalk, across the road. One side is Georgia and one side is Tennessee, which we thought was kind of cool. This is out in front of our house after one of our morning walks, and during the walk, one of our neighbors offered us some tomato plants, and Kathy's holding one of the tomato plants that one of our neighbors gave us, which I thought was nice too. And this is one of our neighbors here in our little subdivision. She walks occasionally in the mornings too, and we ran into her out on our walk and decided to take a goofy picture. This is our back deck. Once it was all put together and the flowers were out and it was open to the public. That's a different view of the same deck. We're in our motel room on our way to, I think we were on our way to northern Indiana for a family reunion. This plant is obviously not responding well to my attention. When Kathy goes away, I'm in charge of tending the flowers, and this one didn't make it. I don't think it was my fault though. Maybe. And this is my grandkids. We were in southern Michigan for the youngest one's graduation from high school. And whenever we go to visit up there, we always take what we call a parting shot. So we were on our way out, so we gathered around and took our parting shot. The tall drink of water in the blue shirt is the one that just graduated high school. He's in college now. This is our neighborhood crew. We host a 4th of July party. We have the last couple of years, and everybody gets together and has a good time. This is a particularly scenic view on one of our morning walking routes. Now, this is a Luna moth, probably the most perfect Luna moth I've seen. I've only seen a couple, and this one was just perfect on the side of this brick wall here. And I have a thing for mushrooms. We have really good mushrooms here in North Carolina. A lot of variety and a lot of different sizes, and some years they're phenomenal. And this picture here was right outside our front door of our house, and pretty unique mushroom to me. Kathy comes from an Amish family, and they had a reunion this year that we went up to in northern Indiana, and these were some of the kids that were at the family reunion. These are cousins of some sort. I couldn't tell you names. I'm terrible with names. But anyway, it was a really good time. We were there for 2 or 3 days, and their Amish are excellent hosts, and we ate well and played well, and it was a really good time. This was celebrating my 24 years of sobriety. And this is me keeping the revenuers away. No, actually, we have a little target set up in the front of the house, and this is just a BB gun that I shoot from time to time. We're out for dinner. No doubt one of our cribbage dinners here, and got a little silly with Bigfoot looking in the window there. This is out on our morning walk, and one of our neighbors has a blue heeler that we get along really well with. So we thought we'd take a picture with Zoe. Must be around Halloween. I've always wanted a life-size skeleton. I don't know. I don't know why. Skeletons intrigue me, and I always wanted a full-size one. So Kathy bought me one this year. This was after one of our big storms. I'm not sure if this was 1 or 2 days worth of rain, but it was like 4.5 inches in one storm. So that's a good bunch of rain. And on one of our motorcycle rides, this happens to be on the Cherahalla Skyway, which is a very popular, very scenic route. And we stop from time to time, and right here we're grabbing a snack. Snacks on the Cherahalla Skyway. How can you beat that? And this again was on one of our walking routes. The timing just happened to be right. Mornings are often foggy here in the Smoky Mountains. That's probably why they call them the Smoky Mountains. This is another one. This is actually on the same route in a different area. This is a bridge that crosses the Nottely River, and I thought it looked kind of neat with the fog on it. And this is part of our driveway in front of the house in the fall. This is what it looks like. There are times when I'm blowing leaves every day, or every other day. And coffee on the porch again. And I told you I had a thing for mushrooms, so there it is. These were really unique because they were after the typical mushroom season, and I've never seen blue mushrooms like this before. I thought it was pretty cool. These mushrooms happen to be on the top of on the top of a pile of wood chips. Whatever that means, I don't know. This was at my annual eye exam at our optometrist, and at one point the optometrist put these glasses on me, And I thought they looked like steampunk glasses. So I said, "Oh, I got to get a picture with these glasses on." So Kathy took a picture of me, and then I filled in the background here. Pies for Thanksgiving dinner, pumpkin on the left and pecan on the right. I got a really good recipe for maple syrup pecan pie. And this was Dress Like Your Tablecloth Day. I invented that, as far as I know. And this is our front yard. I made this Sasquatch silhouette when our grandson came to visit earlier in the year, and our neighbor bought us the warning sign, and another different neighbor gave us the Santa hat. So this is really a combined effort on this here. And this is Kathy's Grinch she picked up this year. It's about a 4-foot tin Grinch, and she was really happy to get this because she's a big Grinch fan. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. I try not to linger too long on anyone. I hope I did my job. Thanks for sticking around till the end. And this being the last video of the year, I'd like to say a special thank you to you for being here. If this is not your first time, thanks. Thanks for coming back. If it is your first time, I hope you stick around for 2025. I think that's all I've got. Peace and joy. Happy New Year.